Welcome back to Downshift Podcast, episode number 4. Today, a special feature, we have the Grimes coffee pouches in 4 unique flavors. What do we got? Pumpkin spice, mocha, wintergreen, and classic black coffee. We're going to follow up this little review with an interview with London Ray Dykstra of the Hustle Haven, which is our neighbor just up here. So we're excited to talk with her about her plans for her business, opening her business up in light of the COVID-19 pandemic, and what she's bringing to the neighborhood here at Campbell Ave and 4th Street. So we're going to jump into this review. We were actually just commenting about the grinds, like it has this lid, which, what did we say? Did we say that this,
I don't know.
Maybe for used ones?
Maybe
like,
used ones? Potentially, yeah, so you don't throw them on the ground and litter them everywhere, maybe.
Or contraband? I don't know. We're not sure what the lid is for.
Contraband.
So we're going to start, everybody's going to eat the first flavor, right? So we're all going to do black coffee first?
Black coffee.
Let's start with black coffee. Now, mind you, we don't know if this is like for people in the South or rednecks or coffee lovers. We're kind of up in the air about what this product is actually.
Have we explained what this is to the
No,
people
go ahead.
at home?
Yeah, Greg, explain.
Well, I don't know what it is. I mean, this is coffee in a pouch like you would...
Like a tobacco
chewing
kind of
tobacco,
deal.
I guess.
Yeah, so
And I've never done chewing tobacco myself.
It
smells like coffee. I mean,
Is
it's
that the right verb?
coffee,
Yeah.
glycerin, and caffeine are the first 3.
Yeah.
So is there instructions?
Well, you got to pack it, right? You got to go between the front
in your
teeth.
lid?
Who knows how to do this thing? Like, who?
Oh, yeah?
Well, you don't need that because it's a pouch.
I didn't grow up in the South or anything. I know what you're talking
Grundy.
about.
Dan and I immediately said this is Skull Bandit, Harry Gant, car number 33,
Old
old
NASCAR
school
reference.
NASCAR.
Yeah.
So,
I'm a bandit with my Skull Bandit.
Yep.
Yeah,
so it's in my lip.
and you
just kind of suck on it.
You're stuck on it. Okay.
I like it.
And if it was chewing tobacco, you wouldn't swallow it.
Right,
unless
no,
you're a
that'd
real
be
hard
bad.
ass.
Yeah.
Are we?
That'd be bad.
What are we, rated PG? What are we?
No, we're rated R. We
Okay.
can say what we want.
perfect.
But
I mean,
this-
it's
this
not
is-
for youth. So
This
like,
is obviously meant to swallow it so you can get the caffeine.
Right.
Oh, you're supposed to swallow this?
Yeah.
Oh.
it tastes good though.
It's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. I'm like, that's not bad.
No, it's mostly I got caffeine.
What's the
mostly
packet
coffee
made
flavor.
out of?
Burlap.
You probably don't want to swallow it.
If it doesn't hurt, it doesn't count.
That's what we decided this is for. When you're done and you don't have a
yeah.
place to throw it away and you don't want to be a jerk and spit
Right.
it on the road.
Yeah.
But like, is it actual coffee
It's
grinds?
just coffee grinds,
like,
yeah.
Espresso level.
Yeah.
Just extra fine.
We should cut one open.
Yeah.
See what's in it.
He's got a knife. I got one somewhere.
I got that.
When do you want to put it on?
There you go. I don't know. Put it
Thank
in the
you,
little
producer
dip
Wes.
tray. Where's the little?
Yeah.
Yeah, it tastes like coffee.
I will say that I can feel the caffeine.
Can you?
Yeah. Like I can definitely feel like the little
It's hot.
buzz.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just
coffee grounds,
Just super
yeah.
fine coffee ground with.
That's so cool.
All the coffee without the water.
Yeah.
My question is like, so like, let's say you put this in your truck and you're like, someone sees this. Does this make you like cool or does this make you not cool?
I'd say definitely cool. Not as cool as if you had a vape, but
Fair
it's
enough.
still pretty cool.
I mean, there's probably like, I can see if you're like a regular smokeless tobacco user, like
Replace
as
this.
an
might help you
alternative.
quit, yeah.
Yeah. Because you
Yeah.
get the whole like in the lip experience
Right.
without the nicotine and tobacco.
Get a little bit of the.
Get the little
Get the
buzz from the
caffeine
nicotine,
and the
or
ca-
from
yeah,
the
the caffeine
caffeine.
replacing the nicotine.
Yep.
What I like about it is like, I frequently get tired from like 2 to 6 o'clock. So if I'm driving in the
Yeah, you
afternoon,
can pop one in.
just throw one of these in and be like, boom, I won't fall asleep and kill somebody.
And without
on
all
the
the
road.
extra water, you don't have to stop and go to the bathroom
Yeah,
as much.
exactly. Now we're thinking.
Probably awful.
It seems
for
like
your
it takes.
kidneys.
I got to get a lot of saliva though to get anything out of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're pretty
I
dry.
really had to work.
They're pretty
that.
dry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe some of this.
All right. So I think maybe what we should do in the instance of time is let's pick a flavor that we want. Since we all have the
Yeah,
black
I don't
one.
want to do all 4.
Yeah,
That
because I will
sounds
like my head will spin off my body if I do all 4 of them.
I'm gonna do the wintergreen for sure.
Okay.
Dan's gonna do
I'll
the
volunteer
pumpkin
for the
spice.
pumpkin spice.
I kind of want to try pumpkin spice too.
All right. I
then
might
we have
do.
mocha.
I'll do mocha. That smells a little too much like Copenhagen or whatever.
Yeah, I can't do
I
this.
can do that one too. Yeah.
Okay, so
So
here's
we're
the
putting
flavors.
these ones here? Go
Yeah.
Yeah,
ahead.
that's fine.
All right. Which one are you doing? Pumpkin spice?
I'm gonna
I've
do
got pumpkin spice. Yeah.
Let me smell it.
Should I
That's
sing a
nice.
little
That's
Chris,
nice.
Chris Ledoux while I do this one?
Yeah, exactly.
Copenhagen, you're a friend of mine.
So stupid.
You know, I really wanted to not like it. I really wanted it to be
Just
terrible,
wanted to shit all over that one.
but it's pretty good.
The mocha
it's
is
sweet
good too.
It's sweet. There's like
Yeah, there's sweetness.
there's a little sweetness there. It's a little pumpkin-y. You still get a little coffee hit.
Is it overwhelmingly pumpkin?
No.
No.
Really?
Subtle. Yeah. Maybe you
good.
should have one of these.
You should try it.
The wintergreen, I thought the wintergreen would be super strong. It's not, but it's
Well,
got.
yeah, you
it's
smell
got
it, and it's like it does smell like dip. Like it smells like wintergreen.
100%.
The pumpkin is deceptive. Yeah, it smells way stronger than it actually is.
I like that.
GetGrinds.com. How much do these cost? What is one
It
of
was
these?
$20 plus shipping for all four.
For all four, so
Yeah.
it's like $5.
Yeah.
How many are in each?
They're definitely
Just
more
say a
potent.
lot.
The flavor is definitely more potent than the black coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. I'm surprised. It's actually good.
Do we know what the
maybe 20 of
caffeine
that?
content is? Like how
No.
much-
Yeah, we're all going to be going to the
Yeah.
hospital.
Right. Yeah.
Here, let me see if I can pull it up.
Yeah, and then there was the heart attack.
Equivalent
Get
of 12
Grimes.com.
Yeah, 1 pouch equals 10 cups of coffee. No.
It's called grind.
GetGrinds.com.
It has B vitamins.
Yeah,
if anybody
so
was
little
curious.
little
so.
pick me up
That's not
there.
bad.
Well, it's got vitamins,
I mean,
so it's
I
good.
mean, it's
for
a
you.
health thing.
Yeah. You might as well just do this.
They should sell us at the co-op.
It does
Yeah.
not. It does not say the caffeine level.
We should pursue a downshift sponsorship.
Yeah, we should.
It's the next.
No
kit
free
right there.
ads.
Grimes.
Hand ups, cyclocross hand ups.
Yeah, right.
Just hand you little pouches.
No,
Oh man,
I
they got
thought-
a whole bunch of flavors.
Yeah. There's other
What
ones,
else
too.
do they have?
They have caramel, cinnamon roll, vanilla,
cinnamon roll,
spearmint,
spearmint.
Spearmint. Oh,
Berlin style.
Oh, like
What?
Cajun, like
We haven't.
Tony,
The
Tony
only thing we
Sachers.
haven't
Just like beignets, probably.
So, what about the social stigma of someone seeing you with this in your lip and you're like, oh no, but wait, it's actually coffee? Like, are they going to believe you?
Just throw on a cowboy hat and some grease and you're good,
Yeah.
man. Like,
You gotta commit. If you're gonna do it, you gotta commit.
I mean, you could put it in your jaw too. I feel like.
I mean, I think if you're using this to replace your dip, you
Then-
already don't.
You already
You
know.
already don't carry that.
Yeah. And if you're using it to get a little caffeine while you're riding on the bike,
Yeah.
I think it just makes you look tough.
Yeah.
You get the coffee.
I know. I love this for the bike side of things because, like, this will weigh nothing in your jersey.
Yeah.
You know?
And you get the beauty of a container. These make
Each
great containers.
packet, each pouch has enough caffeine for 1/4 of a cup of coffee. So
Oh.
approximately 20 to
Okay.
25 milligrams.
Oh, that's not too bad. Yeah.
That's nice. Okay. Okay.
So you got a triple or quadruple.
So I just got to
off.
put 4 in. is
Yeah,
what you're saying.
exactly.
You
Just
gotta
line it.
Yeah.
Damn. I like it.
It's
I'm
not bad.
I'm impressed. Like,
I think
I'm
it's
pretty good.
genuinely
I'm
impressed.
I thought it would be way worse.
1 to 5. Where does it hit on the stars?
Ooh, I would give it a 4 out of 5 just because I don't, like, to me, there's maybe not enough in here. You know what I mean? But, like, it's fine.
18 pouches. per
Like,
can.
yeah, but like flavor wise and like taste, like, yeah, I mean, it's great.
Yeah, I'd give it 4. I mean, I'm not really used to having a thing in my lip like this, but I could see it becoming a habit. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it tastes pretty good. It's I've not dipped in 1,000 years, but it's a little more work than dip used to be.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
They almost need more moisture. I feel like that's where it's at for me. It's a
Well,
little
just
dry.
dip
But
it
I
in
mean,
a cup of coffee, right?
yeah, exactly. Well, there you go.
Just
yeah,
like
I
a
mean,
little
take
boost,
a-
like
take
a
a
red
drink.
eye or something
yeah,
like
Yeah.
yeah, but like, I mean, I don't know. I'd go 3.7,
That mocha's
375.
surprisingly good.
3.75.
Yeah,
Yeah.
mocha-
I didn't think
It's
I'd
good,
like
isn't
that
it?
one. Yeah.
Yeah.
The wintergreen's awesome.
Yeah.
I gotta try the wintergreen honestly before we.
Yeah, I want to try mocha.
There you go. Have at
Where's
it.
that container? That
This
we
one's wintergreen. Here's our
Yeah,
file.
don't get it mixed up.
Every-
That's
every-
Well,
getting
you guys
fucking
are doing
gross.
that. I'll wrap up here. So thank you guys for watching this little review of the Grinds Coffee Pods, and we'll be up next here with London Ray Dexter from the Hustle Haven.
use coupon code Downshift.
Right, we are here today with London Ray Dykstra of the Hustle Haven, a brand new hot yoga cycling spin studio here on Campbell Ave, 355 Campbell Avenue, downtown Roanoke in the West End. Brand new business. They are located literally across the parking lot from us down here in the pit. They did an awesome job on the paint, so if you haven't seen it, come drive by Campbell Ave and you'll see the new paint job. But yeah, welcome, London. Thanks for coming on today. I really wanted to have you on because it's awesome to have such a cool neighbor and a new business here in town. And so the first thing I wanted to ask you is, like, what inspired
having
you?
me.
Yeah, you're welcome. What inspired you to create a new spin studio, yoga studio business?
Well, I moved here from Richmond, where I practiced hot yoga regularly, and I taught indoor cycling. So when I was moving here, before I moved here, when I was visiting my then boyfriend, now husband, and realized that there was not a hot yoga studio or indoor cycling studio, I was really sad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because those two things were really important to my mental health. I'm a dancer my entire life. I danced from the age of 3, danced through college, taught dance. And so I always had a coping mechanism in terms of like, I was moving my body, and that always made me feel good and helped me deal with really hard things in my life. So when I stopped moving, when I stopped dancing regularly and teaching, and some really traumatic things happened in my life, that's when I realized how important it was to move my body, because I didn't have that at the time. And I kind of spiraled out of control, anxiety, depression, not taking care of myself. So when I turned 30, I started practicing yoga regularly to help with my anxiety, and cycling, indoor cycling, rhythm-based indoor cycling was kind of a natural fit for me as a dancer, because the musicality is very important. It is kind of like dancing on a bike, but really the music part was what was so important to me, and it was really the only cardio that I enjoyed.
Yeah.
I try to run, but I don't love it. It's convenient to run when you can't get, to a gym. But so I moved here and was here for about 9 months. And my husband kept saying, you should just open one. You should open one. Because I told him how sad I was.
Yeah, that there wasn't.
That there wasn't.
Yeah.
I was teaching at a big box gym, and that was not the same experience whatsoever. And I knew this as a person that had, when I lived in Richmond, I would be a member of a big box gym because they're much more affordable.
Sure.
But I never enjoyed my time, and then it ended up just basically like donating to the gym every month, as I would say, because I wouldn't go. But anytime I joined a studio, like a yoga studio or the indoor cycling studio, I was so much happier.
Yeah.
I just felt like the quality and the community was just way better. So like I said, about 9 months after living here, got serious about it, and it just
took the plunge.
it felt crazy, but
Yep. How did you decide on like downtown and particularly the West End to create this?
well, we looked everywhere. I knew I wanted to be downtown originally, but the thing that held me back was parking. Like, sadly, even though people are going to work out, if they can't park, they'll give up.
Yeah.
And I just knew that about people.
Yep.
So we looked everywhere. We looked even further into the West End on 12th and Patterson, and we were pretty set on that building until we had contractors come in and look. And it was about 10,000 square feet, so it was a mammoth project. And then we just finally decided it was too much. So, we looked even on Brambleton, but places they just didn't feel right. I knew I wanted to be downtown because I'm just kind of a downtown gal.
Yeah.
And my mother-in-law actually came across this building. And at first, I'll admit, when I saw it, it was an office with a basement garage. So there was no access at the time. I couldn't really see it, but she was convinced, and she's a realtor, so I trusted her on it, and it came with parking.
Yeah.
So I was like, I will make this work if I have to. And sure enough, it has really, really worked out. So I'm so happy to be downtown, and like a part of downtown that's really, I think, it's evolving, and it's slowly like flourishing. You see all these new things popping up. You've done a great job in creating a community down here. So it really worked out.
It's cool. It's cool to see the neighborhood kind of develop too, right?
Yeah.
It's like, Golden Cactus is here now, and Hustle Haven is here now, and like there's just these neat elements that are, and it's a different feel than like the market. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It has its own character, and
it's like, it's not the downtown, which I think most people seem to think is very iconic. It is still, we're making the downtown part of the city grow and have these cool little neighborhoods like you would find in other cities,
right. Yeah.
So,
does this neighborhood have a name that you know of? Has anybody like coined it as something?
So actually, funny that you should ask. I was talking to Bill Chapman.
Yeah.
And he was checking, because he actually bought a couple buildings around us, and he's developing them, which is exciting. And he said that he just named it West Station.
Yeah.
That's why the lofts are called the West Station Lofts. So I guess it's called West Station.
West Station, cool.
I don't know.
It's got a good, it's got a good name.
It works. That's fine.
That's cool. And so I think like, if people aren't familiar with the tie-in off, if it's not obvious, like Downshift is a bike shop, right?
Yeah.
And so we have a lot of outdoor cyclists, and a lot of the people take the winters off, and so I
Right.
love that connection with you guys that we can say, hey, you know, if you're not wanting to ride outside because of the weather, check out Hustle Haven, because not only can you get indoor cycling, but you can do hot yoga and all these other therapeutic things that are great for your body during the off season.
And, you know, I'll just, you know, address the elephant that might be in the room for some cyclists. And I can attest to this because I'm married to one. So I know that most traditional cyclists might not enjoy or prefer indoor cycling, especially rhythm-based cycling, because it feels maybe kind of silly. But I did have a lot of people that took my class in the winter at the big box gym, and they really loved it, and it was off season for them, so they were training. But my husband, being, you know, the cyclist that he was, I really thought that he would not be into the idea of Hustle Haven and indoor cycling, and he loves it. He's the ones I encourage it the most. But the biggest thing, the whole idea behind Hustle Haven is not necessarily the cycling or the yoga, but it's encouraging people to do that thing for themselves. That's why we say we're a haven from your daily hustle. So whether you love the yoga classes or you love cycling, or maybe you don't love them at all and you just want to come hang out in our potion bar, which is another part of this lifestyle of encouraging people, like take that time for you to like get away from your to-do list. Don't make exercise one of those things on your to-do list. Like, make it something that you do to show gratitude to your body, because if you don't take that time for yourself, you're going to run yourself ragged and you're not going to be an efficient partner, parent, friend, whomever. So
Right. Yeah, and it's important, like you said, to take that time and just relax and decompress. And yeah, even if you go, and you guys have created this cool little hangout space and like neat lighting and nice feetures, and so yeah, you could just go after work and grab a drink or whatever and just relax
that's
and
what
hang
we're
out.
hoping for.
Yeah, that's cool. That's very cool. So if people are unfamiliar with rhythm-based cycling, like you touched on it a little bit, like how is it different than like getting on a trainer for a bike? You know what I mean? Or like an indoor, exercise bike kind of a thing.
Right. There's a lot of choreography.
Okay.
That's why we say dancing on the bike, as silly as that sounds. So instead of where you're doing something where you're focused on your RPMs and your watts, we do have metric monitors, so you can watch that when you're on our bikes if that's something that's important to you. But we do a lot of things coming out of the saddle, tapping back. It's a full body workout because we have weights, so we have arm tracks. We do push-ups, if you will, on the bike, but that really is more to engage your core, surprisingly. So it's instead of just sitting on the bike and doing, stages, if you will, like you're doing climbs, and now you're doing sprints, and now you're back in the saddle, and you're climbing here. There is a lot of choreography.
Right. Yeah, that's cool. And so it's more. I mean, I'm guilty because I haven't taken one yet, and so like I would love to take one just so I'm more educated on it and like kind of experience it. But it sounds fun. I mean, it sounds like the rhythm part of the music you can get into and really enjoy. You know?
Well, the music's so important. Actually, it was when it was just a cycle studio, because I just practiced yoga. At the time, I did not have my yoga 200-hour certification. I do now because I just wanted to be knowledgeable.
Yeah.
But at the time, I was like, no, we can't do the yoga part. I don't know anything about that. So it was just a cycle studio called Hustle. And that was named after the Hustle from the disco era.
Oh, cool, yeah.
Because the most important part
like
for
the
me,
song, The Hustle.
yeah,
cool.
Yeah. I didn't want it to be named anything to do with cycling because I didn't want to. So many people are intimidated by cycle classes.
Yep.
So we really focus on the music being, we want it to be diverse and we want it to be fun. And the most important part for me and the most fun that I have is putting the playlist together. So when you come, you're going to have a great time. And that's what people say over and over. Like, they forget that they're working out.
Yeah.
And you do have some teachers that are maybe a little more power-based. That's what we would call something that's more traditional, like somebody that's training, but training inside. They might be more power-based, and we have some teachers that do that. So if that is what you're looking for, we definitely have those teachers, and we could steer you that way. But if you're looking for more, dancing on the bike, we have that too. It's whatever your favorite flavor is.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool. And then so to shift into kind of the yoga side of things now, so do you guys only do hot yoga, or there's different classes, or tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, so we only do hot yoga, but there are variables in the heat.
Okay.
So yin yoga, which is I'm not supposed to call it restorative, but it is, I think, for those that have never practiced restorative yoga, it is a restorative practice because it is 85 degrees, so it's not super hot.
Yep.
You're holding poses for a minimum of 2 minutes, and they're not difficult poses, but what it's for, it's to get that deep stretch. So people that are avid cyclists or runners or CrossFitters, like that's what they need. They need yin, and the 85 degrees in the dry heat, because we're infrared, that's what we use is infrared, it doesn't feel terribly hot, and you don't want it to be too hot because you're holding these poses for so long
Right.
that it could, potentially cause damage. The Vinyasa Yoga is what some might call power yoga. A lot of people are familiar with power yoga, maybe in the sense of like Bikram-ish.
Which is hotter too, right? Like 100 plus or something?
I think their minimum is 104 degrees
Okay.
with 40% humidity.
Okay.
And they're known for the 26 poses that they
Right.
flow through. But vinyasa just means to flow.
Sure.
You're flowing through the poses. And we call it power yoga because you're doing it very quickly.
Gotcha.
The
You get
100
your pulse rate up too. And, yep.
Exactly. So I call it like the workout yoga. And it's all heated because that's what a lot of people prefer. Like kind of like when you go
Yeah.
to hot yoga,
Yeah.
it's hard to go back to regular yoga.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about it. I mean, I will say that it also is intimidating. The first few times I did hot yoga, I hated it.
Yeah.
And I swore I would
It's
never go
hard,
back.
Especially when it's so hard and you're laying there dying and it's so sweaty. And
And you're like uncomfortable because you're so hot and you're sweating and you're slipping on your mat. But once you get into it, there's something about, obviously we all know endorphins are released when you exercise. But for me, maybe fighting through that, being super uncomfortable, and maybe a mix of the detoxification that happens with being in that heat, it was euphoric at the end.
Absolutely.
And it really helped me so much with my anxiety that
Right.
it's,
Yeah. I mean, when I lived in Alaska, it helped me get through the winters. And that was my introduction,
Yes.
was that we took Bikram, trademark Bikram or whatever. And then they also had hot flow and some other stuff. And
Yeah.
I mean, the heat adds, it just changes it because, I do yoga at home on my own, but like once you're in that hot studio, it just makes it so much more enjoyable.
Yeah.
And just more relaxing and more restorative, you just feel so good when it's done.
Especially, I will say, the yin yoga, a lot of people aren't familiar with, but I say that if the 85 degrees feels just like a nice warm blanket, and when you're done with yin, you feel like you had a massage.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yep.
And then the vinyasa, I don't know, maybe you're just like thankful that you made it
That it's
through.
done, yeah.
But I don't know, like the heat, especially in the wintertime, it's just
Right. Yeah.
really great. There's something about it.
That's cool. So tell me, or tell the audience too, like, let's say you are, your average cyclist and this sounds interesting to you. Like, what would you recommend they try or take or sign up for?
I would first try our Cycle 45.
Yep.
I would try it. If you're a traditional cyclist, I would try Nicole or Brenna's class because
Okay.
they're going to be more power based. They use the metric monitors a lot. The other teachers really only use the metric monitor for RPM, so you can make sure that you're on the right beat for the music. And so I would try with one of them. And then if you kind of want to ease into the yoga world, if it's something that intimidates you, take our combo class. So our combo class is half cycle, half yoga. We have an express that's 45 minutes, and we also have a full hour. And that gives you a little taste of yoga, and it's only 85 degrees. And then I would move into yin. I mean, I think everybody can use yin, but especially avid cyclists.
Right.
And that is a nice introduction to do the yin, or maybe one of our Saturday or Sunday classes where we have like a slow burn and a slow flow. And then when you're ready to take that step,
Yeah.
move on up to the hustle flow,
Yeah.
which is the 100 degrees. But if you're one of those people that just needs to jump in head first, then just do it.
Yeah.
Take the
Try
hustle
it, see what
flow.
happens. Yeah.
You'll live. Everybody's like, what if I pass out? What am I going to die? And I'm like, just take child's pose, sip water. You're not going to, everybody thinks like they're
Yeah.
going to pass out or puke. And I'm like, it's not going to happen.
Not gonna be
But-
that bad. So if you're a total noob, do you
Yeah.
need to bring stuff? Can you rent stuff? Like cycling and yoga wise, like tell us.
Yeah, so for cycling, we require that you clip in. It's just a much better experience. When I worked at the big box gym, I'd forget my shoes and have to use the cages, and I was like, I cannot believe these poor people are pedaling like
Suffering
this.
through this, yeah.
But also, it's a safety. It's a safety measure so that people, that things are in alignment.
Right.
So we require that. You can bring your shoes. Our pedals allow for you to have SPD or Delta clips.
Okay.
But we rent them. They're $2 each time. So if you don't
For
have
an entire shoe, right? Not the cleat, but the shoe with the cleat.
the shoe with the cleat. So we rent them $2 per class, and we help you clip in and everything. But if you have your own, then you can wear them with our pedals. And then we provide towels, and so you're good there. But you're more than welcome to bring your own if you feel weird about that. I don't know. And so for yoga, since it is hot yoga and people are sweating a lot more, we cannot rent mats. So you have to bring your own yoga mat. We do sell them at the studio if you don't have one or you forgot yours. They're pretty affordable. We do provide towels for that. You will definitely need a towel. Yes, there are also these towels that you can buy to put over your yoga mat to help with the slippage. I highly encourage people to do that. And blocks. We can't provide blocks in a normal world.
Yep.
Pre-COVID, we would provide blocks. So we sell blocks. And if you're not familiar with what blocks are, they are just that. They're like styrofoam blocks that help you, that if you can't reach certain poses or you need something to help prop you up, that's what they do.
Yeah.
So encourage people to bring their own, or you can purchase them at Hustle Haven.
Yeah.
And also water. But if you forget your water, we have water, but you definitely need water for both of these practices.
And how about showers and stuff? Like, do you guys have that, or how does that work for people when they're done with their classes?
Yeah, we have 2 showers in the facility. So one downstairs in the cycle part and one upstairs in the yoga, but they're not, because you did yoga doesn't mean you have to strictly use that shower. Right. They're both available to use, and we provide everything from the shampoo to body wash to towels to spray deodorant. So you can come take a class before work or on your lunch break and get freshened up and head back out.
Cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
And as far as arriving, do you have a certain entrance for cycling versus yoga? Is there a place you can go?
Some people do get confused. So we actually have 3 doors.
Okay.
So you can enter on Campbell Avenue. That's just our front door that enters into the yoga level. But because we're on a hill, our parking lot actually opens up to the bottom level, which is the cycle level. So there's a door that goes into the cycle level. And then there's also our deck that you can take the stairs up to. If you're just I want to bypass all the cycle stuff and just go straight to yoga, you can take those stairs and go up to the yoga level where our deck is.
Yeah.
So either one is open to use.
Awesome. So, and if anybody's super intimidated by this whole thing, like we mentioned earlier, you can come in and check out the potion bar and maybe just look around and not get, not dive right into a class and kind of see that. And so talk a little bit more about what the potion bar serves now, what it's going to serve, kind of the community aspect around that hangout space and how you see it growing.
Well, again, really the most important part was for us to encourage people to find that time for themselves. So if you're not into cycle, or you're intimidated, or you're not into yoga, or you're intimidated by the heat, come and hang out. The potion bar was created because there are these things that I also used in my life around that time when I turned 30 and got back into fitness that are called adaptogens.
Yes.
So we make adaptogenic drinks. They can come hot or iced. For example, one is called the Sunrise Latte, and that involves turmeric and saffron. There's also some ashwagandha in it. That was my first adaptogen that I ever used. And these are things that you can use in your daily life that are going to help you with your whatever stressors are going on in the body. So whether it's an environmental stressor, maybe it's hormonal imbalance or anxiety, there are different adaptogens, and they're called adaptogens because they help your body adapt to the stress. So we created it to introduce this to people that are not familiar with it, because if we just sold the products, people wouldn't know what to do with them. Yeah. So we created this, and we are expanding to have kombucha. That's just a selfish thing because I love kombucha.
It is really good, yeah.
So to offer kombucha and nitro cold brew, and then eventually we hope to offer some small plates and beer and wine, so that you could come and take a class with your friend, and then you could grab a glass of wine and a cheese plate and sit on the deck, or maybe you just, it's 4 o'clock on a Friday and you want to peace out of work early and come and enjoy rosé on the deck.
What a great idea. Yeah, I'm ready to go right now.
Thanks.
That's so exciting. So, and you guys officially opened in, was it August? I can't remember when.
I would say our first official day was August 31st, and we had a free week of classes to kind of encourage people to check us out.
Yeah.
And so it's been 2 months.
Wow. Yeah, time has flown by.
Yeah.
Great. And so as far as like memberships and drop-ins and stuff, kind of touch on that a little bit, what their options are.
Yeah, so we do have traditional memberships like you would have if you joined a different gym. So you can have a month to month, and our 2 membership options they're all unlimited, but you have month to month. So you can cancel at any time, or you can sign up for a full year. And then we have class packs. So if you're someone that maybe you go to another gym, or maybe you do ride outside, but you want a place to go to when the weather is like it is today, you can buy a class pack. We sell them 5, 10, and 20. We have drop-in rates. We do an intro month for people that are still not sure about that commitment, and that's $89 a month, one time, unlimited. So lots of options for people.
Cool. Yeah, it's very good. Any other things that we want to talk about before we take off?
A question that I get often is how often we have classes.
Oh, yeah, perfect. Scheduling, yeah.
So we're open 7 days a week. We have classes from as early as 5:30 in the morning all the way to they end at 9:15 at night.
Wow, yeah.
So you have options all day. We have lunch express classes, and we are open on the weekend. So we have Saturday classes 8 a.m. to 1 p.m., Sunday 8 to noon, and then we have Sunday evening classes. So
You're there for people when
we're
they
there
want it. Yeah.
when you need us.
That's so great. And speaking of being there, tell us the website address, your social handles, all those details.
Yeah, everything is Hustle Haven. So at Hustle Haven for Instagram, / Hustle Haven on Facebook. And then hustlehaven.com is our website. That's where you'll find the schedule and information, descriptions on the classes, our potion bar menu,
Very cool.
everything.
Yeah. And 355 Campbell. Right?
355 Campbell.
Downtown Roanoke. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Lauren. I
thanks for
appreciate your
having
time.
me.
Yeah, this is super cool. I'm really excited to go. I keep telling her I'm going to go, and I haven't yet gone to a class, but the hot yoga is coming because the winter is going to be here
Yeah.
soon, and I'm really jazzed about that. So thanks again.
Thank
and
you.
I appreciate your time. All right.